Hey, is it 3:15? No, I'm not talking about the clock. Is it 3:15? Genesis 3:15. It talked about her breaking the head, popping the head off the snake. Her. Well, her and her seed. So once Eve is not deceived, we talk about this a lot. It's always good to talk about it again. So let's go back to the day that friend called me up, said Brother Rick's not going to live till morning, so you got to get to the hospital. So it's 4 something. We just got through doing a job with one of my children. He got off the phone. I looked at him. He says, "Okay, Dad, who we breaking out of the hospital now?" Because that's what we used to call it, breaking them out of the hospital. Break the head of the snake. So they said Rick wouldn't live till morning, so he's at Sarasota Memorial Hospital. So, okay, so we got there. It was, I forget what time, it was after 5 on supper time. And he was in intensive care, all hooked up on oxygen and everything else. So, short story is cool, but the long story is even better. But we'll talk about the short one. So I went up there, prayed for him, and the nurse come running in and turned down his oxygen and everything and said, "What's going on around here?" And then they kicked him out of intensive care the next day because they said there's no reason for you to be in intensive care. He had collapsed lung. He was on oxygen. He had lung cancer. And a couple of days later, of course, this is Friday night again. Many times it's on Friday night. He got out by Monday because they kicked him out of intensive care. They kicked him out of regular room. Told me he had to go home. Too bad, you have to go home. You're not dying anymore. So 3:15 it says she, because wisdom is normally feminine. And people don't realize the feminine side of God. Like a lot of New Agers get mad because you don't talk about the feminine side. Well, they don't talk about it because man has corrupted it. Because Jesus had many disciples that were women, including Mary Magdalene, Lazarus, Mary, Martha, tons of them. But when it come to the Romans, they didn't allow it to be canonized. Because you're still enslaved to religion, which is the Babylonian system, which is still going on today. And most people come in freely and give their life to Babylon. They never rise up. They're still slaves. They'll always be slaves. They always give themselves over to slavery, to religion. So I get tested many times in not believing in death. But what was odd was the nurse come running in, turns down all his vitals, turns down his oxygen, because his vitals were evening out. And then nurse came in the next day and said, "What happened last night?" He goes, "Well, Brother Fred and his son prayed for me." And she went and checked the records. And even though they took pictures of our driver's licenses, and we had to sign in, they couldn't find anything. We had to take a picture on the computer. And Rick just went, "I guess they were invisible." So if you have to be invisible, that's fine. Just do the works of the Lord. Okay. So she will break the head off the snake. Pop. Like, anybody lives in the South would like shrimp. You pop the heads off and you cook them up. Like they say, the shrimp's about ready to boil. And the Keys, right? So, Margaritaville without the margarita, but maybe Margaret, So, wow, she will cut the head off the snake so he can't talk anymore because she was deceived. She was deceived by Satan and Adam, the cohorts, the evil witnesses. So there's plenty of evil witnesses out here that keep you in bondage to slavery. But who would have known she had big boots? Might even have stiletto heels that it's like putting a bullet in a snake's head by stomping on a snake with a steel stiletto heel. Got it? Get the word out. God bless you. Amen.